So, continuing with yesterday's session, which is talking to my cousin Kabir Gupta and let's just say Shamlu Sharma, who says she got married to a fake ID, Kabir Gupta, and she knew about it. The boy she got married to and became a Gupta. The boy's actual identity is Sandra D'Souza, who worked for my actual cousin Nikhil.ADVANI. My father's youngest brother, called Ramesh Advani, and his murdered wife, Suchitra Mirchandani Advani, 1986. Their son, Nikhil Advani, my actual relative, is what I'm being told. Working for him was Sandra D'Souza, Sandra D'Souza's first cousin, or some cousin, went on to take on the identity of Kabir Gupta, and that is who Shamlu Sharma got married to. Shamlu Sharma says she knew who she was getting married to. She's aware of who she was marrying. Shamlu Sharma is no more. Kabir Gupta is no more. Kabir Gupta says he was murdered by a fake ID of Rosie Fernandez, 1999. He insists that when he came to India from America, he was working at Elon's camp. When he visited Bombay, that's the time he was murdered. He never ever returned back to America. Another replacement for him went and joined Elon's camp. The real Elon Musk is no more. What you have in Musk's camp are people from Andhra and Tamil Nadu and, just another crowd that has gone in from the network of Rosie Fernandez's first plug-in from her own network. That's the kind of crowd that has gone into Elon Musk camp and where Elon Musk's identity. There's somebody from Kerala also. This crowd that is doing the functioning as of now has really no concept of anything that works long term. So ultimately what they do is they stamp down on themselves far worse than what it first was, for the lack of knowledge and the hunger for any meal that they can get at any point in time. They don't think of the long-term repercussions. Nothing great about taking wires of other people, bearing their egos, using user interface, artificial intelligence, and the India-Russia IR connect. Nothing great about it. The work of putting that together also has been murdered. All those who contributed to the building of that system were all murdered, decimated, gotten rid of. Nothing great about grabbing. The scientists who worked on, the scientists who worked on the genetics, genealogy, so we got the bone marrow yesterday out of the reading. After that we've got Robia. Rao is long dead. तुमने हर जगह जहाँ जहाँ तुमने बाय फोर्स लोगों को लगा दिया है काम पे, they are from the location of Kurdistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is very secretive about whatever it does. The money is stolen money from royalty of the Middle East. तो काम कोई और करे, किंग ऑफ फोर्सेस और कोई नहीं है, साइंटिस्ट है जिससे तुमने काम निकाला है, उनको अंडरग्राउंड लेके फोर्सफुली व्यूज ऑफ ईगो, जो 3 आदमी एक चेहरा लेके एक मिरर के सामने खड़े हैं, थिंकिंग दे विल नेवर गेट कॉट. दैट इज द एक्सटेंशन ऑफ द बीस्ट नेटवर्क. The beast himself studied everything that was spiritual. The beast knew that there are so many realms, what the darkest realm is, but the beast requires to be the king at any cost. So to keep it that way, what he did is he created in 1958 a girl Whether that girl was a stillborn or that was something connected with being stillborn, and plugged on the back of it and built on it. 1958 is the year of the beast. Built on the back of it every undesirable character that ever disgraced earth in the past, with virtues connected with all the lowest realms. So he knows what is connected with the lowest realms, he knows what characteristics are connected with the higher realms. He on purpose created the beast because the beast is something that helps him stay the lord of the world no matter what. Now the point is, I want to bring it to the bunch of people thinking that the Brahman will go into a pralay. The Brahman being the universe, it is not possible. Even Vishnu has to come down upon earth in a human form to get rid of the beast. The three worlds have to come into a birth, and earth is the only place for now that holds all kinds of forms in the ecosystem from all over the Brahmand, including the bacteria parasite form in the fire, in the boiling water, in the shit, in the piss, in the vomit, life forms. But the only place where it comes into existence is here on earth. तो प्रलय जब होता है, when the प्रलय happens, it happens on earth. From the pralay on earth, the atmas go back into the magnetized part of the Brahman, depending on again how much karma punya, how much karma debt is to the soul, and how lit the atma is, where it is comfortable existing. If you notice, when I am talking to JAYA.ADVANI, he cannot come to do the reading before 11 in the night, 11, 12 in the night. When I speak with my mom, it's always in the daytime. She doesn't like the night time. When my sister JAYA.ADVANI was visiting at Nikhil's time, I had to keep the light on in my whole home. I had to keep it overnight two times. She was not comfortable. Next day she ran back. When Kabir Gupta was meeting with his parents in the Bhuvar Loka, JAYA.ADVANI was not part of the meet. When Kabir Gupta started a conversation actually before with Shamnu Sharma, before his father's birthday, it was the eve of his father's birthday. He spoke a little on the 4th of December 2025. But then he was missing on the 5th, 6th, 7th, couldn't find him. Then I also just moved on to other topics and let it be. You will see it in the first contact with them. The pendulum refused to move because he was not around. They had congregated with my Dada Dadi in the Bhuvar Loka, with my aunt and my uncle. They had been given that time together. So anyway, I'm surprised to see this. This is Rabia. Again, your mu is spelled this is actually a W. This is actually a W. Now if we put this over here, this shows that there is something haywire with these identities. तुमको म्याओ भी देखना है, देयर इज नो M, it's a W. Join it with mew, join it with meow. This is what we get. If we take the word rob, then even mew, the false one, shapeshifter, Baba, I don't do the job of robbing, I don't do the job of what's it called, spying and intelligence. I'm from a business family. I've been stolen from. My network, forget net worth, my network has all been made redundant. There's nobody left. Many people are dead. We are people who are in the business of business and trade. We are not spies. We are not intelligence. My mom, unfortunately, somebody over there was from the raw. Raw being India's intelligence, but Raw itself was badly done through with the help of shapeshifters for all the originals replicas plugged in over there for those positions. So who you getting your feedback from is anybody's guess. All this started from when? It started in the 80s itself. And that's why everything's gone for a bloody toss. It is from places like Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Kyrgyzstan. They're the ones who were pulled out to be plugged in the bottom of the pyramid in India's society, which gives them access to all the bloody fucking private chambers, whether in the offices or whether in the homes of the who's who. The money was spent getting rid of something in the Middle East connected with royalty, also their resources grabbed by the same miscreant. Pakistan being a very, very conscious part of the Islam, don't know what to say, the religion, the ideology, I'm not good with words. So just let that be. But what I'm trying to say is they pray 3 to 5 times a day, which is an absolute no-no for the beast. From the beast perspective, in 1958, earlier than that, or after that, 1947, the amount of diversion that is there in India, he thinks it will be an easy cakewalk to create, the Gotala that he needs to in the future. What he's really scared about is the Islam world that prays to God 3 times to 5 times a day. So he has to ensure that he fools them to cripple them eventually, bring them to their knees so that they stay subservient to him. They have no choice but to work for him. And that's what he did. He has done the same thing in India in a very different way. Primarily, everyone's a pawn on the chessboard. He decides who he's going to knock off first. So even amongst his supporters who have helped him do the wrong thing, by default, like how SKF has gone on record saying everybody has an expiry date. How the person goes is the big question. Same way for the beast. Everybody is going to be knocked off one time or the other, but whose need or whose work still remains and who is still useful to his cause, he lets them live up to the time he's got what he wants, and then he gets rid of them, including his own network, because he has talents, mindset fitted to him or her. Just the way SRK in the dream shows says what? There's place only for one here. The beast also feels he is going to be Lord and Master. Nobody else can actually contend with him, compete with him, or be him. So it is possible a false mu robbed something connected with the AI. This is why I am telling you, the work done by those who it was done by were done away with, so that there is no retracting, there is no evidence left. And just the way you charge the EVs on the roads in today openly, they are planning to connect your brain with a microchip fitted in it, all newborn babies, to everything that is connected to the IP, the tower, by default, giving you no chance on earth to analyze the situation the way you would have with your own brain. So what they do is probably shut off your natural birth cortex and fit it with a microchip, which is a parallel cortex connecting it to you're a walking, talking bloody CPU. Your brain and the chip in it is the motherboard, or the memory part of it, or the SD part of it. Now it's not the micro SD you see in the phone. It is a nano chip you are fitted with in the brain, doing the same work that your mobile does. So if you are directed to climb from the external facade 18 floors, like Spider-Man, your normal brain would say, hey, lunatic, don't do that. There's a freaking elevator. Get into it, Baba, and go and ring somebody's doorbell and make some excuse, even if you've gone there to create a mess. But if the chip is in you, if you are directed to climb down from the terrace to the 18th floor outside and break into the house, apartment on the 18th floor, you will do so. You will not argue it. Oh, you may be a fantastic human being with your own cortex functioning in your brain. A very good Atma stamped in the brain with the microchip will cease to be a good human being should that chip be working for you with the problems or personality types connected with Hitler, or then, small example, Hitler or then Stalin. बोलते हैं भिखारी जिसको कुछ दो वो भी थोड़ा ग्रेटफुल भगवान को होना चाहिए, और वो करते हैं ना, अल्लाह के नाम पे दे दे बाबा, करते हैं कि नहीं करते हैं? यहाँ पे क्या होता है, ये तुमको मारेंगे, तुम्हारा यूज करेंगे, तुम्हारा शोषण करके छीन के तुम पे ही थूकेंगे. Why? Because it is the ways of the characteristics plugged into the chip, knocking off, closing off your birth cortex in the brain and switching to a false artificial chip. Whether you know it or you don't know it, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That is the bipolarism and the depressive maniac connect. Okay, so anyway, Q, English, mu, spelled wrongly, AI, rob. Or, boar, must have robbed it from the boar. Primarily, Rao and all are all dead, gotten rid of. The two boys and the one girl, Shilpa, who's now Silpi or Silpa. We are not Gujaratis, we are Sindhis. Third generation convent educated, South Bombay, second generation. We're very cosmopolitan. We're all members of clubs. The clubs have five restaurants, from Thai food to Chinese to continental, to every state in India, available in the club. We are members of three clubs. Other than that, we also have our weekends at 4 stars, 3 stars, 5 stars. We like going out a lot. We socialize quite a bit, family and children and everything together, and our extended family friends. So you have a problem, that's not my problem. But I have to talk about what was given to me at birth. So Rao is of a different quality. There is no Silpa. We're no Silpa. She Shilpa Rao. So Shilpa Rao apparently is no more. Her mum was badly done to. Her brothers are on their way back. They are Anil and Sunil Rao. They went to St. Mary's School. She went to St. Anne's School. Her mother also went to St. Anne's School. My mother, her sister, went to St. Anne's School. I went to Fort Convent School. My sister went to Fort Convent School. We're about, from my network, immediate network, we're about, I think, 5 girls who went to Fort Convent School. And if we're looking at Sanjeev Raj and Lekhraj's network, there are another 6-7 girls. Just 2 families and Sindhis. From 1977 onwards. Who? Did I remember? Yeah, okay. And I'm not counting from the core group of people who were part of my network, older than me. None of their friends, because they also become the big girls who are friends of our core network. If I had to count them, that will be a sprinkling few more. तो सिल्पा हमारे से होता नहीं है. My grandmother, as I told you, was the principal at Karachi in a Sindhi medium institution. I don't know if it was school or it was college, but she was the principal there. Okay? Parpati Sadrangani, wife of Ramchand Sadrangani, who worked at Siemens, not making him bloody German. Because she's a pea brain. Okay, we move on to this. I had to show this. So there is Rao involved. There is AO who's Keralite involved. Maybe, not sure. Somebody won the user interface in some way. I don't even know what it is. Somebody who was in the ER. Not today. Who is ER? Who is not ER? It's a pain. Frankly telling you, 1 minute, since we're on the topic of ER, it's very important that I tell you what came to me as a download. Sitare Zameen Pe is nothing but the Sit R8. They treated you like puppets. It's not my brain who is talking, it is the brain of how artificial intelligence fitted in to break up every word and change its meaning. That is being just brought to your notice. It's not my thought. I'm not so stupid. So sit, SIT, R, hour. A is always taken as 8. Zameen, pay. You better be careful because they've gotten rid of lots of people. So jahan special task force hai, whatever special investigative teams hai, they're planning to get rid of you if they haven't already done so. They'll take you underground, grab your brain, your ego, decimate you, and then there'll be a new song coming out. Last one was A Sky Full of Stars. हमारे नाम पे कौन सा गाना गाएंगे ये हमको पता नहीं है, लेकिन it is the most probable preempted move next should they be successful, if they haven't already done some of it. So let's go on record and see. Let's just see who's talking to me. There's Brave Anu over here, which is pretty good. Okay, BRAWE and ANU. ANU. So Brave Anu, I'll put it out afterwards. Hi, is anyone here with me? Who am I speaking with? Kabir? Kabir Gupta? Your father was a tall, good-looking man. The Subhash Gupta I realized in later years who used to put a white face pack on his face post I came back from, as in not came back means that sham happened in 2002. He's not so tall. He's little short in his height. Yet he has stood in as Mr. Subhash Gupta, whereas your dad is pretty tall. Right? The men in our family not less than 5'9" in height, mostly 5'10", 5'11", most of the men. Girls are not more than 5'3" in height, most are between 5'1" and 5'2", most 5'2", 2.5 max. That's like the height of being tall, right? Okay, now tell me one thing, am I a Keralite by birth, Kabir? The holder of the pendulum who has bow legs and was dark and hairy as a child, am I a Keralite DNA? The girl who had bow legs, who used to be kind of very thin, am I Katrina today? Have I ever played the role of Katrina? Was Katrina ever part of our family? Was she ever actually any cousin of mine? It is a forced association with false evidence these people put together for changing ancestry lines. So it is recorded false evidence. Whoever went on to become Katrina, did she ever live at Fort Jaswell or any of the Advani original associate properties as one of us while she got a role to be Katrina in the film industry? Who did she pretend to be? Did she ever live at Fort Jaswell pretending to be Varsha, the girl who went on to become Katrina? There's a time the girl has pretended to be JAYA.ADVANI. Whereas JAYA.ADVANI was thrown out of her own assets. Did the girl go on to pretend to be anybody else in our setup down the line? Did she go on to become Aarti Arta? Did this girl ever shapeshift to be Aarti Nanthur? Did she ever pretend to be Shambhav E. S.M. Krishna's daughter? She was associated with the real NTR from the film industry. He pretended to be Umesh Hingorani. That boy is in his human body today. That version of Katrina who just took a stepping stone from the Advani household and then also went on to play the role of Shambhav E. Hingorani and play Katrina, the screen name, on TV. Is she in her human body? So it is the shapeshifters for her who chase my tail in the name of Katrina. So Aarti Nanthur is Aarti Nanthur, the original Sadrangani Nanthur girl who grew up as a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old at Andheri East. Her mother working at Burmashell, BPCL, and her father in HUL. She's an only child. Is that girl still in her human body? Aarti Nanthur. Is she the girl living at Mysore Road in Bangalore? The girl who was Aarti Nanthur living in Andheri East, I think, or West, I don't know. Okay, it was Aarti Nanthur living in Andheri West, I'm not even sure. Anyway, close to the station in Andheri. Is that girl in her human body today? Does she live in India? Is she contributive to artificial intelligence user interface IR India Russia in any way? Is she safe wherever she is? She's underground somewhere? She's been taken underground somewhere? Was Aarti Nanthur, who grew up next to the Andheri station in Bombay in a 1 BHK, her mother working at BPCL Burmashil, her father working at HUL. She's an only child. You say she is not safe. Is she been taken underground somewhere? Is she free to live and move around in society abroad wherever she's at? As of today, is she free? Yet you say she has to be careful because they will eventually catch up with her. Is that what you're trying to say? Are they on a hunt for her? Her cousin Ritika is in the human body today. Ritika, Balam and Ritika, is that girl in her human body today? They are from Okay, you want to give me the identity of the beast, Kabir? As yesterday we were saying, she has shapeshifted for Ritu Malia. You were going to tell me in which year the beast shapeshifted for Ritu Malia. One more thing I need to ask you. Is Siobhan Zilius actually a girl called Shutupa Roy who crossed paths with me at Jones Lang LaSalle or Jones Lang Wooten? Did her mother ever shapeshift for Ritu Malia wearing a very garish, very dark pink sari and a parrot green sari on another occasion? Very colorful stuff that nobody in our family dare wear. Trumona Hingorani, when she got married to Deepak Malani at the presidential suite at Apollo Bandar Taj Mahal, in the old Taj, herself for her own wedding from Ravissant, she wore a outfit which was put together. It was ivory creamish color with gold on it. It was given to me later on. That and another similar looking one. We wear lighter colors, never dark colors. Yes, I have put a little colorful stuff in my home here because I live alone. and I haven't wallpapered my walls. So if I've got white walls, I've just colored it a bit with little stuff. As I said, this is not my kind of living otherwise. But since I'm on my own, it's okay. So is Shitupa Roy's mother the beast? Or relative of whoever she was who was wearing that dark pink sari and the green parrot green sari sometime in 91, 92 sometime. Was it in 91, 92 sometime? 92 sometime? '92, 93 sometime. The dinner was in Bangalore somewhere, in somebody's home. That was already a shapeshifter for exited Varsha Advani and exited Kailash Hingorani. Tell me one thing, Kailash Hingorani led a decent life after playing the role of Ritu Malia. Did she have a decent life? Was she removed to the bottom of the pyramid? Did she retain Everest, which was a Hingorani property of hers? Did she retain her Hingorani property at Everest in Malabar Hill? Was Umesh with her? The real Umesh Hingorani used to hang around her? Was she ever CRISPR'd to become Pauline? Was Kailash Hingorani ever CRISPR'd to become Pauline? My mom, Anu Sadrangani, was ever CRISPR'd to become Pauline? Where did my mom, Anu Sadrangani, disappear to? Can you tell me? My mom, Anu Sadrangani, by birth is still in her human body. The woman from whose womb I was born, is she still in her human body? The woman from whose womb I was born, who's still in her human body, was CRISPR'd to become Pauline? Kabir Gupta, do you have access to my birth womb of this lifetime? Who actually that person was? Okay, if I ask you, my birth mother, whose womb I was born from, did she get married to the business class, making her the business class? The family she was born into by birth, what would you call them? Kshatriya class? The warrior class? The Brahmin class? The priestly class? The Shudra class? In service class? Service is even management in a corporate firm. To be serving in the corporate firm is the Shudra class. So my mother's father is supposed to have worked in the management category at Siemens. So would it be classified as the Shudra class because he was working at, I don't know, mid-level management or lower middle management? I don't know. He was the GM over there, general manager in the department of sales for Siemens. And that is why he lived in a company accommodation at Niagara, and then later on he was given accommodation at Mystery Court, but his property at Sadhnath in Breach Candy was not yet constructed fully, so he could move in. So the company very kindly, even though he had retired, extended his stay in that place called Mystery Court opposite CCI Club in Churchgate, Bombay, for about a year or something of that sort. I don't know what the exact deal was. That is because he was working in the corporate, in the management cadre. What level, I have no idea. But his entire time in Bombay, up to the time he bought his own flat at Sadhnath building, which is, you climb up from where Singhania has their structure in Breach Candy. You go up, and then on the left is Sadhnath building. Opposite it is Khushi's apartment also, a cousin of my father. His two children, one abroad, I don't know where the two of them is. There's one Pradeep, living abroad. So primarily my mother's father would be classified according to very strict definitions, very literal definitions. He would be the Shudra class. But my grandfather, Mr. Hakumatrai Gurmukhdas-ADVANI, being a landlord or a zamindar in Sindh during the time of Hindustan, when he has moved to Bombay, again during the time of Hindustan, 4 years before India and Pakistan were created, he was a zamindar, a business person. His son also did business. So that makes him the tradesman class. So is that true for my birth? Kabir, by whom? Kabir Gupta, is that true for me by birth? Have I done the right thing ensuring that I take care of my own home irrespective of how the Sata Drive and the useless talk is classifying me as a housekeeper in my own home? Because I refuse to hire outside help, having not liked the energy of stolen identity, so many shapeshifters for one dead, murdered girl. And so the whole of 2025, very proudly, I have been able to manage my home on my own, and I'm very happy about how I've been able to manage my own setup. But is it the appropriate thing for me to do in these times? Is it advisable to? Okay, I'm very happy. Does it make me the housekeeper in any way? Do the insults coming my way in my own apartment, honestly earned from business, put into my name when I'm a baby by my own father who did a business, does it actually create lots of problems for those who are involved in trying to grab assets, change identity, mess around with things not belonging to them? Does it actually build huge amount of karmic debts for them going forward? They should understand it. As long as they understand it, everything else is good. You telling me Mr. Ramchand Sadangani's daughter is still alive? She's my womb mother? Is she doing okay somewhere? Tell me one thing, is she the one who got autoimmune? Unfortunately, making her look like an ogre temporarily. Is she okay now, in a better position than she was in the past? Okay, good. She should be on her own. Do not mix, do not mingle, because we really don't know when the replica steps in. I'm not taking a chance. Whatever it is, I think in these times it's better to be the lone wolf It could be a little debilitating, but it is a little better for now, I feel. Right? Understanding where the issue is coming from, what the problem is, and how they've been misusing so much. It is connected with India, Russia, IR, Ukraine and India, that is UI, America and India, which is AI. Okay? IR, India, Russia. That's remote control. UI is an interface, whether it is the back-end architecture, you know what technology interface is, or then brain to technology with connectors planted in your brain through nanochips and then anything around your freaking house. So micro, and then taken via IP, broadband telephony onto some freaking SATA drive, the cheapest of the cheapest, most disempowered, crappy lepers of the universe do that kind of stuff. Once they leave the body and go, what do they become? Lepers in the Brahman. Nobody wants to know them, not even their own crowd. Why do they become lepers? Because on my back they played so many filthy games to isolate me, make me a experiment. They dare to say I was sold to them for the experiment. They dare to call me what? Bena. You bloody haram. You know who lie? You know who steal? Street urchins steal. You know who lie? Street urchins. The most disempowered do it. Those who are empowered can tolerate the crap you represent, bend a bit to avoid you if we can, not break, but then give it back to you from such a position. Everything about you is leperish in the Brahmand called the universe. Not even your own people who you used here, got them to work, got rid of them, again harass their near and dear ones. Not even they will want to touch you with a barge pole in the same realm that you are staying at. That bad. You understood? Kabir Gupta, cutie pie, if I can ask you, are you the one who used to say sweetie, sweetie? You the one? Cutie pie? Okay, listen. What I want to ask you is, the one with bow legs, who used to be delicate, is your real cousin? Has a widow's forehead? Was your cousin with bow legs, brown and hairy, with a widow's peak? Was I given a big injection, something very big on the arms? You know, a big round, so big it is. Was I given it on my arms? Was your cousin given a small little tiny dot in comparison to the big round circle in my Fort Convent School at Kulaba, Nathalal, Parik Marg, Bombay? My sister JAYA.ADVANI, who went to the same school as me, pre-KG cutie pie, she's with you. My baby is with you. My younger sister is with you. JAYA.ADVANI, file name, I don't know why they call her file name cat. But is Varsha with you? Is Rohika also with you? Rohika Mistry with you? Rohika Chagla also is with you? The same girl. Any of her poor shapeshifters have moved into the afterlife? The Bikharis who have taken her role? Any of them have moved into the afterlife? They're all here on earth making a mess of earth the best way that they can? No? What, all of them are waiting in line to be chopped one by one to exit back to the shithole they come from? Don't tell me. They know that they're going to be done away with one day. Just as whenever the time is ripe for... You serious? All the shapeshifters are aware that their life is anytime anyone can go. They're aware of it. That's pretty sad. Okay, now should we get into the timeline of the beast baby? Okay. Which year should we start when it comes to the identity of Mrs. Ritu Malia? We start with the identity of Mrs. Ritu Malia. Okay. We start with Mrs. Ritu Malia. I'll make notes of it. Okay. So what have I written over here? I've written my grandfather's name first. Mr. Hukumatrai Advani, his daughter Kailash Advani. She went on to become Kailash Hingorani. Then she was widowed. Then she became Mrs. Ritu Malia. Okay? She's my father's sister. Mr. Hukumatrai Advani's son, my father, his younger sister. There are 5 children he produced. My father was the second. She's the third. Older than my dad was Mr. Tarachand Advani. Younger than her was Mr. Ramesh Advani and Kaushalya Advani. Most people are no more in the body. Many of their kids are also no more in the body. They were murdered stealth mode. We really don't know what is what. We find out only later on. We just leave it. So Kabir, I want to understand one thing. The bow-legged girl that I am with the widow's peak, was I adopted by anybody ever? So if I was born at, and I was brought up at Fort Jaswell, that was my grandfather's rented apartment bought by my dad in my grandmother's name. What ties us together is being the Advani family. I'm that baby, the bow-legged. The bow-legged girl, brown and hairy, with the widow's peak and a small inoculation on the arm, upper arm. My father was a business person. He put the money into Tulsiani Chambers by Tulsiani Builders and Suman Apartments again by Tulsiani Builders. Did he buy a lot of equity in my name, his name, joint name, Varsha's name, Varsha Advani and his joint? Did we ever sell our own shares? Did my own father sell the shares? or the equity? Kabir, you can have a look at the holding and see how much holding we had. All invested into by my dad. Was that money given to him by Mr. Vittal Malia by any chance? Was that any, Benam money given by Mr. Vittal Malia in any way? Was that money actually earned as profit kept aside to be invested with the advice of Mr. Vittal Malia? But was the money primarily my dad's? Is there any third party that sold huge amounts of our equity? Is there any third party that ever did that? They did it keeping us in the dark. Has that gone against them? Because we were underage kids at that time. They did so wearing the face of the real Mr. JAYA.ADVANI whenever they sold the equity. But was it the man who earned the money who sold his own equity in many cases? The man who earned the money and put it away for his children's secure future in equity amongst other asset classes, that man was cheated. He was stolen from big time. He's my father and the business person. The ones who went and cheated my dad, are they going to narc on the exit of the body? Okay, you don't know, you say maybe. Okay, we'll leave it. You want to answer about JAYA.ADVANI. Come on, now we'll start that with no interruption. Okay, we start with the year 1976. Your mom and my dad, their sister called JAYA.ADVANI or Mrs. Kailash Hingurani. Did she get married to Mr. Vittal Malia in the year 1976? I also want to understand, there used to be a joke between my father, whoever was standing in for my father in those years, or my actual father, and his sister Kailash Hingurani living at Everest. One used to call the other one Kekra, the other one used to call the other one Cutlet. Are they the real Advanis? Are they Hukumat Rai Gurmukdas Advani's children? Is it the influence of J.B. Pettit that got them to talk that way? So, my father calls Kailash Auntie Kekra primarily because she makes a really good crab baked and really good brownies in the Quality Street boxes where she stores it. So when I go to her apartment in Everest, that's what she gives me as a treat, straight out of the Quality Street box. Her crab baked in a shell is pretty popular amongst everybody. So it's baked crab, baked in the shell of the crab, presented in the shell of the crab. She's known for it. Is she Varsha, Kabir? Is she Rohika, Kabir? Is she the lady that went on to get married? Is she first and foremost Mr. Hukumat Rai Gurmukdas Advani's actual daughter and my father's actual sister? And that is the reason my father calls her Kekra. I don't know why she calls him Cutlet. I have no idea. But anyway, they're just their own type. They are Sindhis actually. The influence is JB Petit, which has Parsi people going there. Kailash-Advani, before becoming Kailash Hingorani and after becoming Kailash Hingorani, widowed Kailash Hingorani, adores her brother, even though his passage is leaking. It's the place where she's grown up at. Primarily not because he wants to have it leaking, it's just that it's not sold as yet by Jasomal, another Sindhi, to the tenants, and he doesn't want to spend on the repairs of the building because it's considerable civil work, which then the residents do on their own after he has transferred on their payment and got them to become owners and form the cooperative housing society. Then they themselves spend for the civil work of Jaswal building. That happens twice. Once in the 80s, I think, second time in the 90s, yet once again. Huge repairs to that building. Okay, so in 76 it is, should we call her Kekra, so we know what we're talking about? So she marries Vittal Malya. Is she my birth mother from the womb? Does my birth mother Anu Sadrangani, whose father worked at Siemens, ever stand in for her role in the future because she doesn't get along with her husband? The woman who stood in for her sister-in-law did wrong to her sister-in-law. Did my womb mother do wrong to my father's sister? She did. She's the real miscreant. She actually stood in for Kailash Hingorani, Mrs. Ritu Malya. What is it? Mrs. Ritu Malya, Kailash-Advani gave her the role to do. She cheated Kailash Hingorani out of her marital rights. So I'm kind of somebody in the middle, torn between a good father and a womb mother. Can you tell me in, okay, we go step by step by step. Okay, so I put down 76, it is my father's sister. Kailash auntie stayed Mrs. Ritu Malya till which year? Can you tell me? Was it a real marriage, legal marriage Kailash auntie had with Vittal uncle? Was it a legal marriage that the two of them had? Was it really a love marriage that they had? That was in 1976. She chose with her husband to live abroad by any chance? Did she want to live abroad? No, was it in 76 itself these guys wanted to live abroad? So they hired people in India to proxy for them? They visited with their own face India every once in a while? Okay, so things were okay with them up to which year, can you tell me? Was 77 okay for them? 78 okay for them? Was 79 okay for Kailash Aunty, Mrs. Ritu Malia? Was 1980 okay for them? Was 1981 okay for them? Was 1982 okay for them as a couple? 1983 was okay for her. For Hukumat Rai Gurmukdas Advani's older daughter called Kailash Hingorani, Mrs. Ritu Malia, was 1983 okay for her? Was 1984 okay for her? Was 1985 okay for her? 1986 was okay for her? 1987? Was 1986 okay for Kailash Hingorani or Mrs. Ritu Malia or Kailash Advani? 1986 was okay. She got attacked in 1987. Who attacked her? Can you tell me? Can I do a Scrabble throw for it? Okay. The year of problem is 1987 for my father's sister, Kailash Hingorani, a very noble, decent human being. As a child, if I can establish it at any cost. Okay, before I move on with doing the next Scrabble to understand what happened in 1987 with Kailash Hingorani, I got the word baron over here and somebody's EU from baron, a baron from EU, some IQ stolen from him. Not that you were naturally born into it. All on user interface. Grab everything God doesn't give you. So I want to see the situation that surrounded Kailash Hingorani. I want to see the situation surrounding Kailash Hingorani. 1987, sometime. Sometime, how was a problem created for her in 1987? She used to say your mother is like Hitler in 83, 84. But I used to wonder, I say, okay, my mom's strict with a good reason. We're doing well in school. So, okay, my mom doesn't let me have Coke and she doesn't let me have whatever. Doesn't let me watch movies and things like that. So she's strict that way. So maybe from that perspective, she says your mom's like is like Hitler. I say anyway, everyone has their own style of parenting. I cannot take that too seriously. So I just left it. Okay. Now what I want to understand over here is what is the situation surrounding my father's sister? Especially if it involves my mother who's by womb my mom. And that also as early as 87. That's very strange. Kailash Auntie's father is a zamindar and a failed business person. My mom's father is a successful mid-level management or even higher than that, I'm not sure, general manager, whatever it was, in Siemens structure in India. So he's pretty successful. So I'm wondering where the face-off has happened. and how come it never reached me? So we whatever I'm grappling with is all stealth mode stuff done by other people, and I'm in the middle of other people's fight. It just doesn't make sense. So we just ask if if you can tell me what the problem was to Kailash Hingorani or Kailash.ADVANI, my father's sister, called Kekra, the one connected with Kekra and Cutlet, and who's Ritu Malia, and she is happily married from 1976, widowed in 83, but she has a problem in 1987, few years after she's been widowed. So what was the issue there? What was the issue in Kailash.ADVANI's life in 1987? She's Ritu Malia in 1987. What happened with her? I'm happy, Baba, as long as it's done by my father, and he did it out of Kani and Company, JAYA.ADVANI and Company. Whatever he did, I'm very happy with whatever he did. Okay, I have no complaints. Now I'm trying to get this here so I can focus on things once and for all. There's a doctor involved, MG. Pet DD Q SN CR is Chitru Ramesh, Research and Development. Sen Pen Set Den MG Road DCP is a Deputy Police Commissioner. CR is Chitru Ramesh, because in 86 Chitru was, the real Suchitra Mirchandani Advani was murdered to be replaced by Chitru. So this is one example of rear door entry grabbing assets. This is 87, we're now in 2025, going into 2026. DPC is what? Or DCP? Lavelle Road is behind MG Road. Anyway, we'll have to just check. I don't know. I don't know any of this. Why do I always do this? I've just gone through an entire session with this on hold and pause. I'll need to redo this, darling. Anita Anu Sadrangani, my mom. You say shapeshifted for Ritu Malia? That is between 2010 to 2020. Audrey Hepburn, born in 1929, you say was stolen from without her knowledge. The Beast was created in 1958. It is contributed to by Audrey Hepburn. That child who was born in 1958 has shapeshifted as Ritu Malia. My mom, Anu, I asked you if she was on the neural network of the Beast. I'm still asking you, is my mom on the neural network of the Beast? My mom by whom? I asked you about my most favorite cousin brother, even though you are Kabir Gupta, my favorite cousin brother, but my better favorite cousin brother was Umesh Ingurani in childhood, because he's a very, very nice, gentle soul. He has two older sisters. They don't fight with, they don't have like boy fights. They're just well behaved children. The South Bombay way. So the thing is, you say Umesh Ingurani he passed away before 1987 or around 1987. You say he died of malaria, natural causes, yet none of us were told about it. You said Brewery House was moved to things connected, like something connected with Iran, connected with Azerbaijan, connected with Uzbekistan. It was primarily and raw, something of that sort. Brewery House was given for intelligence as a favor to some people. It was decided upon by Vijay Mallya. Okay, all right. Now, I told you I'm going to be taking notes, and that is the reason why I actually put this. I was going to put that on hold. So just give me a minute. So you are saying the Beast is primarily created stealing DNA from Audrey Hepburn. She is born in 1929. The Beast is born in 1958, looking very attractive as the core, but fitted and connected with other personality types who were not very well received nor liked on earth in the history. An example, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Stalin, 1920 Russia, Hitler, Germany. Those traits fitted into the baby born in 1958, but a very, very attractive girl. She has shapeshifted at Brewery House as Ritu Malia. You're going to tell me which year. Also, you told me that the creation of the Beast The guys who are hiding out is in Liechtenstein, where the billionaires, trillionaires live. Is that what you told me? I don't know if it is in Europe. It's one of the places where only billionaires, trillionaires can hide out at. You have to have lots of, you have to be of a proper net worth to go there. Liechtenstein is something what it is. I think Liechtenstein. It's in Europe. That's the place. That's where these guys are at. Who created the beast? The creators of the beast live in Liechtenstein. They are neurally connected to the beast. My mom is neurally connected to the beast. My mom is what? An adopted mother? Did she sleep on a delivery table and produce me from the womb? Okay. Okay, so let me just put this down and let me start taking notes. Okay. Now we're going down into the history of the beast. The beast entered the scene in 1987. Kabir. 1988. 1990. 1989, 1990, 1991, 1992. Did the beast enter in 1992, 1993, 1994, 1995, 1996, 1997, 1998, 'Did the beast enter Brewery House in 1998, 1999, 'The beast entered Brewery House in 1999. Was the beast living in Brewery House in 2002? In March 2002, was the beast at Brewery House? Did I ever meet the beast? In the course of time, did I ever meet the beast face to face? I did meet the beast face to face. The beast ever shapeshifted for Rosie Fernandez, who was murdered and replaced? Carmeline Fernandez's real daughter, Rosie Fernandez, had been murdered and replaced? The beast entered Brewery House in 1999. I have met her. Was the beast around when JAYA.ADVANI got married? Or whoever was being Varsha? During Shalina Hundelani's wedding and reception, is the beast seen in any of the photos? Was the beast at any of the events in 1999, 2000, 2001. The Beast was around in 2002. Was the Beast around in 2003 in Brewery House? 2004, 2005. Did the Beast hang out in Brewery House in 2005? 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. Okay, hold on. You saying the Beast came and went from Brewery House? The Beast is in Karnataka as of now still. Has the Beast ever shapeshifted for Binu Satrangani? Has shapeshifted for Binu Satrangani? Has shapeshifted for Ritu Malia Kailash Hingorani? Is primarily with the DNA. Her DNA is primarily with who? Raston's DNA? If one had to look at the DNA, has she CRISPR'd herself out of her DNA, cutting out the Raston DNA? She's kept the Raston DNA on her. The Raston Hepburn DNA on her. But she shapeshifts into other people's ego. She's in Bangalore still. Is she at Purva Palm Beach as of now? By any chance? Is she living at Purva Palm Beach as of now? Was she in 2025 ever living at Purva Palm Beach? The head beast? Okay, can I close this session for now? Because I don't like the energy. I need to just take a break for a bit. Thank you, Kabir, so much for all the guidance. So I'm going to put the pendulum down. I'm going to not come back to the session today. I'll come back tomorrow. Okay. I'll come back tomorrow to the session, darling. Okay. So thank you very much. Lots of love, hugs, kisses. I'm closing the session. Did you ever meet Umesh Hingorani ever when you moved into the afterlife? Kabir? Umesh had already returned in another birth. Is that the reason you couldn't meet him? Umesh went to a higher loka than you went to, so you couldn't meet him? Umesh could meet Varsha because it is the Tapaloka that she had gone to. Is that where Umesh went to also upon leaving? Umesh Hingorani? He moved to those realms. He has returned to earth. Is he on his way returning to earth, or has he returned to earth? Okay, alright. I'm shutting this now. Okay. So I'm shutting this for now.